my name is Jasmine Ortiz, and I will be your chef for today. So I'm going to be showing you how to make these guilt-free oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is 2 bowls, one slightly larger than the other. And so in the first bowl, I already added it, but you're going to add 1/3 cup or maybe less of honey or maple syrup. So I already added it in there, but there's just a little bit left in here. So next, you're going to need You're gonna need 1 egg, so just crack that egg up. Let me just throw this out. Now we're back. And you're also gonna need, I like to just put the cap full. If you wanna be more precise, you can use like a teaspoon, but I just like to use the cap for the measurement. So careful, vanilla is literally precious. Perfect. And now we're going to put this aside for a second. And over here I have, yes, this is actually really heavy. I have some extra virgin coconut oil, organic extra virgin coconut oil. And I'm gonna need to open it. And you're gonna need 1/4 cup of this. So you're gonna open it, and then you're gonna put it into the microwave just to melt, because it needs to be melted or else you'll have like chunks inside of your cookies, and that's not really the flavor boost you're looking for in your cookies. So there. Now you're gonna pour it into a microwave. You're gonna put it into a microwave safe cup. And put it to melt for a little bit, like 30 seconds. So now we're going to put this away real quick. And as you can see, it is precisely 1/4 cup. And we're gonna pour it. And this is the wet mixture, so pour it in there. And I don't know if you can hear that, but that is the sound of my dishwasher. And it is currently washing. And so instead of using a fork, I'm gonna use this like professional chef's whisk. So I'm just gonna whisk the wet ingredients in. It's a little bit tougher than it seems because the honey is really sticky. So just whisk it, and it should be kind of like a brownish color. So there we go. This is whisked enough. And now we're gonna switch to the dry ingredients. And so now we're just going to grab the coconut oil. We're gonna grab the almond flour, and you can use whole flour, but I recommend using almond flour because it's healthier. And so, I don't have 1/2 cup, and so I'm just going to use half of 1 cup. That looks pretty good. So just pour it in there. And now we're going to add 1 cup of oats. There. Now add 1 cup of these oats, but we usually buy the Quaker ones. The Quaker ones are really good. Precisely 1 mess. Precisely 1 cup. Maybe a little bit more. And now we're gonna need 1 teaspoon, not tablespoon, teaspoon of baking powder. Baby up. Okay. So now I got my baking powder in 1 teaspoon. Pour it in there. And now we have the salt. The salt, I learned this the hard way. Do not just pour it directly in. Put it in your hand, or you can use 1/4 teaspoon. But I just like to add a little dash of it. So it's a little too much. Exactly. That's exactly why you pour it into the bowl and put it on your hand. And then you can just sprinkle some all over your dish. Maybe a little bit more. Good. So now we're going to use some cinnamon, and you can also use, if you would like, if you have it. Cinnamon's a little bit more common than pumpkin pie spice, I feel. So you can just go crazy. I usually just put 3 of each. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now on the Okay, good. So I thought the whisk had fell before. So now we're just going to whisk the dry ingredients, and it should smell really good, and it should look like this. So now we're going to pour the whisked ingredients into the dry ingredients. We're pouring, and then we're whisking, and we're whisking, and we're gonna continue to whisk. And here's a little tip from me to you. Sometimes it gets a little bit, what do you call it, wet. And so I 100% agree that you should put it into the refrigerator for like 5 to 10 minutes, just so it's not as wet, and it's a lot easier to scoop out and put on the baking sheet. So, you see my mixture's a bit wet, and so I'm going to put it in the fridge for like 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Hey guys, so 5 minutes went by, and my mixture definitely looks scoopable. Looks pretty nice. And by the way, this mixture, it kind of makes like a small amount. So especially if you're like a big family, or if you're going to like a get together or something, I recommend doubling the recipe, or maybe even tripling the recipe depending on you. So, and also I forgot to mention again, your oven, you obviously have to preheat your oven to 350 and make sure it's preheating while you're baking. And I know this, I say this especially for the Hispanic households, make sure there's nothing in your oven before you preheat it. So yeah, I made that mistake once and it was fine. So now we have our mixture, and I like to add a little bit of peanut butter. Just if you have like, maybe if you're allergic to peanut butter or anything like that, you don't have to put it, it's optional. But I really like adding peanut butter because number one, I love peanut butter, and number two, it's just good in general. So I recommend using like a scooper because it's a lot easier to scoop it onto the mixture. So see, just want to, look, I'll show you again. There, and then one more. It takes a little bit to like scoop out, but there. And now we get to whisk, and we're whisking, and we're whisking. And the peanut butter also makes the mixture a lot creamier and just like more delicious. So now my favorite part, chocolate. I recommend using these are Hershey's dark chocolate, sugar-free chocolate chips, and they are so good. Like, I'm obsessed with them, y'all. Like, I highly recommend to use these. So now I'm just going to put some, since this is a smaller batch, I'm not going to add as much as maybe like I usually do. So a little bit more. That's it. So now, the last thing, you can add any toppings you want, like cranberries, raisins. I don't have any of that right now. That's why I'm going to be adding chocolate chips and almonds, but I usually add chocolate chips, walnuts, and coconut flakes. Those are my top, and raisins. Those are my top 4 things to put in cookies. So now I'm also going to add some whole almonds. I keep saying raisins, we don't even have raisins. And since these are like whole almonds or like chopped, I don't recommend using a lot because you might like hurt yourself or hurt your teeth or something. So. And here we go. Line the baking sheet with parchment paper. And my oven, it's been preheating for a while, but it's officially preheated. So now I'm just going to scoop. As I said before, like this recipe is not like a bigger recipe. And so I'm trying to make the balls rather small. So flatten them. They're a little sticky. That's okay. So here I have my delightfully delicious cookies, and I'm always scared of getting burned, so especially if you're a kid, make sure, my mom's watching me right now recording, so make sure you have adult supervision, or maybe have an adult do it for you if you're a younger kid. Just open up the oven. I've done this like thousands of times, not thousands, but a few times. I know we're not even like getting the cookies out, we're putting them in, but I'm always so scared to get burned that no matter what, I just like have to use protection like blanket. So now you're gonna put your timer for 10 minutes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll see you when we're done. Hey guys, so it's been about 10 minutes or so, and I got a little assistant. Say hi, Anna. She's a very beautiful assistant, and she is dying for these cookies. We gave her a little bit, and she's dying for them. So, yes, here, Abby, have some more. Make sure you do not give them to babies under 1 year of age because they contain honey. And now we'll just have a bite. So, grab them. Since I had a piece of chocolate that they really hit the spot. Oh my god. Look, I just grabbed one. You're just eating them. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you enjoyed the recipe. Bye. Have a great day.